Hello and welcome to the CRM Zen Show, where we talk about all things Zoho. This is episode 312. Don't start what you can't click, for Friday, July 19th, 2024. From Zenatta Consulting, I'm Brett Martin.
And I'm Greg Belnap, and let's get right on into the show.
How you doing, buddy?
Yes, the unhinged dynamic duo is back at it again. They keep
no rage,
trying to keep us apart. No.
I'm having no rage. No rage in me today. I still have got bones, though. So that's good. But I've got no rage. So that's always good. Yes. How are things in lovely St. George?
Oh, they're good. They're hot. They're hot as all else. Let's see. I think high today is 106.
So are you nice? So you are in the same. You're not far. You're 2.5 hours from me in Vegas, right? So 2
That's
hours.
Right.
So you're in the same heat dome we're in. That's been lovely.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's been a lovely few weeks, hasn't it?
Yes, but at least I will take this dry heat over an 86 degree 90% humidity
yes.
like we had just over at Austin, where I just sweat opening a door. It's crazy.
That was nuts. Loading all the booths back into the truck. I just did, it was really, really bad. I tell you though, when I moved here, I'm like, well, how much difference can 105 be compared to 120? It turns out a lot. That was nuts last week. I mean, that was dangerous in its own way when it gets to be that. You're basically in a preheated oven walking around. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It was bad. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get a quick word from our sponsors, us, and then right to the news.
Junk data can clog up your CRM, making it harder to focus on the records that matter. Next thing you know, you've got a mountain of records to sort through, and you're not even sure where to start. This is why we created the Zenatta Health Check for Zoho CRM. This extension reads your Zoho CRM's users, leads, deals, accounts, contacts, and tasks data, and provides you with a monthly summary straight to your inbox of some of the key indicators of data quality for these core modules. With the Zenatta Health Check, you'll get notified in your monthly report whether or not you have unused Zoho CRM licenses, or if you have contacts missing email addresses, or accounts with no associated contacts. In addition, you'll get links to helpful videos and blogs from the Zenatta Resource Library showing you how you can clean up your system and keep it clean. We also include buttons on each of the core modules that let you generate your health check report whenever you need it. The Zenatta Health Check for Zoho CRM. A clean system is a better system. Download today on the Zoho Marketplace.
All right, let's get right into the news. Greg, so I forgot about your beard there, and there it was on the ad. Now, were you like, is it Samson who loses his strength when he cuts his hair? Did you get weaker when you trimmed off your beard?
I thought that I might, but honestly, just how much less of heat exhaustion I get from less hair has actually improved my life quite a bit. So,
very, very, very good. All right, well, let's get right on into the news. We have a whopping 4 news stories this week. Freddie wants us to keep this show under an hour. We'll see about that. I don't know. We're gonna
challenge
do our
accepted.
Best. Yeah, challenge accepted. Hey, everybody. So, Greg set me straight on what this is, but if you use Zoho Cliq, which we do, and we highly recommend to all our clients because it's really a fantastic app, plays exceptionally well with the entire Zoho ecosystem. And Greg, you've just done some crazy things with it, connecting it to Desk, pulling in, creating tables, creating widgets. Basically nobody needs to go anywhere but Cliq to get updated on customer invoices and payments and what's happening with their clients and if they're, whatever goes on internally. So, but we use it all the time for just quick internal calls, back and forth to each other, whether it's audio or video. And Zoho's kind of tightening up that permission a little bit because you can use Cliq to invite external users, clients, and things like that. Maybe you don't want them just calling you. So they've got a whole new set of permissions here, Greg, that are going to allow you to tighten things up, it looks like.
Yeah. So essentially, so the permissions for these, they do already exist, but they're moving them to a spot that makes a little bit more sense, where it's a little bit more relevant. So right now it sits under this live media section, and they're going to move it into direct conversations, which is more applicable to what the permission is actually controlling. So essentially,
you had this already. Then you had this ability.
This does already exist. However, so there's kind of two main differences that are happening. One is they're moving where it is, but the way that it currently sits is you can enable or disable the ability for somebody to start or receive direct calls based on their role. And so what they're wanting to update is make it so that somebody could still receive calls, but not necessarily start them. So I think that's actually the bigger difference. And then they're just like, they're going to move it while they're thinking about it. I'm sure they were looking and they're like, it doesn't really make as much sense to have it here. It should probably sit over in direct conversations. But yeah, the bigger thing is that you can set it so that you could still call them, but they can't call other people. Whereas right now, if you disable the feature, you can't call them at all. You would have to just send them messages, direct, text messages in the chat windows.
Very nice. That's going to happen on September 15th. So 9 weeks from now, it looks like. No, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, right? 8 weeks.
Yeah. So take this time to figure out who you want being able to make calls and who you want not being able to make calls.
Fantastic. And slowly moving on to the next story. You now have data art in Zoho Show. If you are not familiar with Zoho Show, it is Zoho's presentation software. So think of Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Show, I think it's called, or slides. Or anything. Slides. Zoho Show allows you to basically build your own presentations. And they are now introducing data art, which I kind of thought was already there. It's in most other types of presentation software. This is just allowing you to easily insert tables, charts, those kind of things directly into your presentation. And you can do it from either a spreadsheet or you can just manually input your data fields and create your little chart. But there you go. That's data art.
And they're only showing the chart versions, but they also are showing they've also lumped tables in. You can kind of see anyone who's watching us on YouTube, so you can pick either table or chart. So among the charts, let's see, we've got some column, vertical or horizontal columns, lines, scatters, a couple of different kinds of pies, some stacked areas, and then you got donuts. Regular donut or exploded donut. Those are the two donuts we've got there. And then it looks like the way that they have this, you can link it to data in one of two ways. Either you can use data fields, which means that you are actually keeping the data inside of your Zoho Show slides. So maybe you have a slide that has a table of your sales data for the last 3 quarters, and you would link those data fields to the chart so it would display everything. Or you can link it to a Zoho sheet. So the data is getting hosted on a Zoho sheet elsewhere, and then it just gets surfaced in your slides. So however it is that you prefer to manage your data, those are your choices.
I'm curious, when you link it to a spreadsheet, if it automatically updates when you update your spreadsheet. We'll have to play with that and see. Nice update. And a little marketing tip of advice here. So it looks like they're calling it data art, and it's for tables and charts, and they basically got rid of the CH and they made it data. I think it should have been data tarts.
Data
Data
tarts.
Yeah, just a little
Yes.
tart you can drop in. You know what I mean? That would have been data Pop Tarts, but there's probably some trademark issues there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, now I've got a hankering. It's it's still early enough for breakfast. A nice data quiche could be could be really nice.
Speaking of which, Greg, have you seen Seinfeld's new Pop Tart movie yet? I've yet to see that.
I have not.
He made an entire movie about Pop Tarts. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
he did.
I know.
Not quite sure how I feel about it, but
I don't know either.
Power to him.
Anyway, for those of you who like it when we are off topic and witty, you're going to love this show. For those of you that don't, bear with us. Just put it on 2x speed, okay? Moving on to our next story today. This is cool.
Daddy Tyler will be back next week to keep everybody in line.
He'll be keeping me in line. Anyway, this is caller ID for Bigin iOS mobile app. And what got me excited about this, we were all talking before the show. Freddie can't remember us ever seeing this, but you can now not have someone in your contacts. A call comes in and it will actually look at your Bigin, which, by the way, that's Zoho's lightweight CRM for mobile. It will look at your Bigin app and go, is this a contact in Bigin? And if it is, it will display the caller ID. And I said, well, we've needed this in Zoho CRM for a very, very, very long time, and kind of been scrolling down and looking through this. It looks like in the settings page, you actually can do this in Zoho CRM, but I missed it. I missed the announcement. Maybe they're going to do an announcement tomorrow going, hey, you can now do caller ID in Zoho CRM, right? But this is big because personally, it's Bigin. It is. Because this has always been a problem. And I'm wondering, if you're able to show the caller ID and you're able to do this, one of the biggest things has always been that you want to, you can in CRM go into the CRM and click a phone number and call it from the CRM, and then it will ask you to log it when you're in mobile, right? But you've never been able to receive a call and log it because it didn't know. But I'm wondering if that would be the next step here, right? You got it. It came in. Zoho should know it came in. Could they log a received call? That would be cool. That would be cool because oftentimes that's one of the things that's missing. I don't know, but I'm excited about this just from strictly having, we've got thousands and thousands of people in our database. I don't want them on my contact list, but when the person does call, it's nice to know who they are. Right, you don't want them on your contact list, but it would be nice. So very slick.
Yeah, I would guess that's that's probably a far ways off because I imagine there's a lot of privacy stuff that you'd have to work around. Because if you're making a call from the app, obviously it's there, so it has permissions and you are indicating you want it. But if you're just getting any random call is getting, sort of read by the CRM, having it kind of logging, keep a track of it. I don't know, because it could be that the way the caller, I have no idea how the caller ID works, but it could be that maybe Zoho passes to iOS some kind of reference map, and so iOS is the one actually getting the call and making the mapping or whatever, and maybe Zoho itself doesn't. So I got no idea on that one.
But slick. I'm happy. It's good.
Yeah.
At least it's one part of the equation has been solved here. All right, and wrapping up the news today. Also with Bigin, you can now get contextual Bigin data inside Zoho Mail with an all-new eWidget. So if you are not a Zoho Mail user, and I really love Zoho Mail, they have got a thing called widgets. The widgets run down the right-hand side, and there are a bunch of these where you can bring in analytics, you can do CRM stuff, you can have desk on the side. You've just got, there's just dozens and dozens of these widgets. And the nice one is you're in it and you click and it brings in all the CRM data. Well, now they've added it for Bigin. So you can save a contact, create a contact, see what contact you're talking about, have that contextual information automatically just pull right on in while you're looking at while you're reading an email. So very, very slick. Allows you to add them as a contact, add them as a lead, set up accounts. It does all the stuff that this, by the way, has existed in Zoho Mail. There's been a CRM widget since the beginning of time. I think it's mentioned in the Old Testament somewhere.
Yeah, the other nice thing, especially here, that I'm not sure if they show in some of these little GIFs here, but you can also easily add, schedule new calls or create new tasks associated to those contacts based on the email. So it's especially for someone with an ADHD brain like me, if you can strike all the irons hot and make a plan while you're looking at an email, it's that much easier for you to follow up and follow through. So I think this is a great addition. Yeah,
it's a nice update. I'm talking before the show, I'm starting to have more and more sales calls where it's people like, hey, we use Bigin, and I'm like, wow. I mean, this is really taking off. So will there ever be a convergence, right? Campaigns and marketing automation, CRM. I don't know.
No.
We will see. Also, Zoho's done a really good job on this for Gmail users. If you're a Gmail user, they actually have their own widget that does exactly this kind of thing. It's a little Chrome extension that sits there at Gmail, and you basically, when you click on contact, it pulls all the CRM information in. So that used to be one of our top, widgets that everybody should have with little add-ons. But it's very, very handy. So nice job. And with that wraps up the news. Hey, Greg, what's our implementation of the week?
This implementation involves connecting sales orders and shipping addresses. So this comes from Landon and Bruno, a real power couple here at Zenatta. The basic idea is that the way that the client has their Zoho books set up is that they're not actually creating a individual customer record for every Shopify customer. They are lumping a lot of their Shopify customers that are ordering from the same source under like a single company record in books. Of course, this does have the complication of handling all the shipping addresses of where you're sending these products, as well as the attention record of who actually should be receiving this given product. So the idea here is that we created custom fields on the sales order module for company and attention. Then we actually hid the system customer field on the sales order template. So that way we could instead use the custom contact information that we populate via custom script, that whenever that sales order gets made, it looks at who should actually be receiving this item, where it should be shipped to, fills in those custom fields, and then hides those system ones. So that way, accounting wise, it's a lot easier for them that all of these sales orders show up under one customer record that all these really should be lumped under. But on the actual documents, they have the correct individual name and address information. So a very beefy implementation, and one that I've seen this in a number of customers' books instances where they'll keep one, especially it's like if there's only one person that they're working with on billing, but then that person / company represents many individuals but they're not directly charging those individuals. This is a great solution for kind of keeping those transactions lumped under a single entity, but still allowing, information at the granular level. So big shout out to Landon and Bruno for knocking this one out of the park.
Well, as you said, they are a power couple. So did a good job. Nice job. No, it's great. Yeah. Nice implementation. Thank you guys for coming through this week. And with that, let's head over to Club Zenatta, Greg, and look at our code share of the week. I have to say, we got a monster here, Greg. A monster code share.
It is also a very beefy code share. We had a lot of beef today. Beefy implementation, beefy code share. We're just big beefy boys here. This one comes from one of our newer team members, Renato. He had a task for updating invoice, ACH, and communication preferences for contact persons on invoices. So a lot of the actual logic that is you won't find it in this code share, because this mostly runs off of an analytics SQL table that it's creating this giant table of getting an invoice ID and then a contact person ID. And so for that individual contact person ID, all the information on that contact person that needs to be updated. So, enabling ACH payments, which don't get enabled by default for some bizarre reason, and also the communication preferences to say whether or not they should be emailed or not. And so what this code share is kind of taking you through is how we're taking that analytics data and parsing that and then pushing it all into for any of our YouTube viewers. I got a little preview of what's coming up. But we start by pulling out the data from analytics. This does a great job of kind of parsing out what each section of this code does. Then when we get down to processing the data, a key element here that Renato mentioned to me that he wanted shown off is the creating of a map. So if you go down a little bit further, Brett, for our YouTube viewers, to processing the data. Perfect.
Yeah.
Renato creates a map called customer persons map, and then he does his for each loop. He's going to do 2 for each loops. He does one to sort of create these reference links to help him in another for each loop he's got to do later down in the code. Because when he originally wrote this code, he talked to me about this, he was running into execution limits where the code was saying, hey, you've tried executing more than 20,000 lines of code, because he had like 4 nested for each loops. So it's like for each this, and then for each this, and then for each this. So it compounded exponentially, and he was just breaking the whole system. So what you do is you take a for each loop first, and you kind of go through you make one pass through your data and create this kind of reference map so that you can then, in another loop iteration later in the code, you can now just pass in like an ID number or an email or something like that, and then get back the already configured information that you can now just pop into your parameters to then push back into Zoho Invoice. So a lot of stuff going on here. This is a masterclass in large data set handling. So anybody who has to deal with large data sets, this would be a great code share to look at, analyze, reverse engineer, a lot of good information in this one. So shout out to Renato for sure.
Absolutely great. So to, as you said, to beefy implementation, a beefy code share. So when you're watching us, no one ever asked that question. Where?
That's right. We got the beef. We got the beef, no problem.
Where's the beef? Those of you who don't know, I just want to do fair use there. That is 40 years ago. Wendy's had a commercial where they were asking, "Where's the beef?" Because sometimes you didn't get a lot of I won't say, but there was a
little teeny patty.
There were some other competitors that didn't really have a whole lot of beef. But we've got beef, Greg. And if you go to Club Zenatta, you get more meaty morsels that you can just devour. This is our online community, and we would love for you to join it. All we ask is your email. You can join our general discussion and ask questions and get answers. Having to do usually with Zoho, because it's kind of a Zoho thing, but we keep track of all of our events. It's all here. We would love it if you would head over to club.zenatta.com, join our online community. You can put questions in there for Azaz, because Azaz, I'm told, Greg, is not technically dead. It's just mostly dead. Well, there's a distinction there, as we know from The Princess Bride, right?
That's right, because mostly dead is slightly alive.
Correct. And so when something really exciting comes up, an Azaz question that is super exciting, that excites, it's actually only Greg who has to get excited. Greg gets excited about it. He's going to give you an Azaz. So if you come in here,
that's right.
You come up with that super question that resurrects it.
Azaz is kind of like those cicada super swarms that they goes underground for a little bit of time, and then boy, when it comes out, you'll know it, and it's gonna be so loud and in your face, for sure.
That's a lot. That was a better analogy than my Princess Bride. It really was. I went with the Wesley's mostly dead. Yeah, that was good. So Cicada Super Swarm. Anyway, head over to club.zenatta.com. We would love it if you would join our community. And with that, let's head over to Zenatta and see what's happening over there. All right. Well, this ties into a video that Wayne did on Zoho Thrive, which is Zoho's new affiliate marketing loyalty program software that they have come out with. We've never implemented it. We've never actually seen it in the wild, but we decided to play with it. And so Wayne did just that. He fired it up, put it through its paces. He's got some thoughts on it. We're still working. I think we're giving a lot of feedback over to Zoho on this, but it's got some legs. We'll see where it goes. But this is if you're thinking of setting up your own affiliate marketing program, loyalty program, you can take a look at Zoho Thrive, and that is over here on Zenatta.com. It's one of our weekly blog that we post over here. Before we get to the next, we got two Zenatta things going on this week. But if you head down to the bottom of our page, you'll see there's a big subscribe to our newsletter. And Greg, an angel got its wing. We have 5,000 subscribers to our newsletter this week.
Wow. That's great.
5,000. And we did a huge purge on that, and we kind of wiped out a couple thousand people who had, just gone away. Like last year, we were just like, well, let's purge this because these people aren't here. So this is like 5,000 real subscribers. So thank you guys for supporting us there. And so anyway, you got that going on. And also over on our website, we are really, really happy that MCAM Northwest has given us a lovely case study. Jordan Poole has been the consultant on this, and we've done a lot of work for him. And a big shout out to Tim Rowley for doing this for us, putting this case study together. It's been a pleasure to work with. So if you're interested in that, you should head over, and if you click on About and you scroll down, you got the team, and then you got case studies. All of our case studies are there, and we have got a bunch of them. So if you're like, I wonder if Zoho will work for whatever business you may have, the odds are one of those businesses is highlighted here, and you can look through this and go, oh, wow, look, it does work for that.
That's right.
It works very, very well for that. The only thing we haven't had is a reptile auction house. For
white whale.
Yeah. I really, so anyway, anybody out there who runs a reptile auction house, black market or above board, we don't care. Call us because we need to get a case study on how that would play out for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like going gecko.
Woo!
That
was beefy. I like that. Yes, very, very good. Also, if you head over to probably the most popular thing on Zenatta is our resource library. So if you just head over to resource, you click on resource library. This is where every single video, every single article, everything we've ever done on any product is categorized. We also give you our opinion of this product. Should you use it? Is it going to be perfect for your organization? Hey, maybe it'll work for your organization, but it's probably good to go, but there might be one or two features missing. And then, kind of in our maybe category, which is, well, they're missing a lot of features, but depending on what you need it for, it might work there. But there are 60 Zoho apps, and the bulk of them sit in that definitely and probably category. But if you click through on any of these, you get a full deep dive of all of the stuff that we have put together to help you get the most out of Zoho. And with that, let's head over to YouTube and look at our tip of the week. All righty.
This one comes from our resident creator expert master, Josh, who is showing you how to create alert messages in Creator. So alert messages are very useful for just fielding information back to your users as they're filling information out. We most often use alert messages for like validation rules, like let's say that you're having to fill in a meeting request and you put in a date time, but the date time that you put in is in the past. You could have an alert message pop up say, hey, please put in a date that is in the future because we can't set up a meeting for a week ago. And you can customize these alert messages with all sorts of information. It's fully customizable, so you don't have to just have like something went wrong. You can give your users nice specific feedback to make their form filling process as smooth as possible. So big shout out to Josh on demystifying these alert boxes.
Fantastic. Nice job there, Josh. And Josh got a whole creator series he's put together. So, and from what I read in the comments, it's some of the best stuff on Creator, period. That and sure. Your Deluge series, Greg, on, what is it? Get data, put data, manipulate data. Did I get that in the right order? No, it's it. Get data, manipulate, put. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. That's a big one as well. And so, if you're getting involved in Zoho, it's not that difficult. We try to demystify the whole thing for you. So it's just if you just put a little time in and go through, there's a lot of this stuff you can do for yourself. You don't need to hire no fancy consultants like us, but we'd like you to. So, if you just say, hey, man, I don't have time for this, then that's where you want us to come in. Also, we'd love it if you would just go over to youtube.com/Zenatta and subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us when you do. And by the way, it's a free subscription. It's not like it's, 25 cents a week for the first 2 months and then $14.95 a month after that, like every single newspaper in the world today. No, this is, and do you notice if you set them for cancel, like, okay, I'll subscribe. Like I just got one that was 25 cents for 6 months and then it's going to go to $14.95 a month. So, but if you set that to cancel, then at the period of time and you go in and you cancel just before it goes, they immediately offer you the same price that you just paid, right? $2 for a year or something like that. I don't know. It's difficult. But anyway, these subscriptions are free. And so come on over. Please subscribe to our channel. This is where all of our videos live. We put out anywhere from 3 to 5 videos every single week. lot of Greg lately. Look at that. A lot of Greg coming in here.
I can't help it. I'm jonesing for the camera.
Good stuff. So please do head over to youtube.com/Zenatta, and we would love to have you there. All right, buddy. Good show. Good show.
Indeed.
I'm entertained. I was entertained. So
are you not all entertained? So in honor of Gladiator 2 trailer coming out.
I feel like we're a power couple now.
Yes. I was just wondering what our power couple name would be. I mean, I guess Gret or Breg.
Breg
is pretty
Belton.
Breg Belton.
Breg Belton.
That Breg Belton sounds like a cell phone salesman from the UK. Oh, I'm Breg Belton. Would you like to buy a Samsung Galaxy?
Oh my gosh! All right, guys. Well, with that, I guess we're wrapping up our show. It's over. We've done it.
Yeah.
Freddie, did we keep it under an hour, Freddie?
36 minutes. Nice job, you guys.
All right.
Woo!
Not bad. Fantastic. Hey, if you would like to talk to me or Greg or Josh or Tyler or anybody over here, please just head over to Zenatta.com and click on Book a Meeting. We would love to talk to you about how we can help you with your Zoho instances.
And you can head over to Zenatta.com/resources. Check out the resource library that Brett just showcased. Also, we'd love to get another set of angel wings. Join our newsletter. Hit that little button at the bottom. Come over to Club Zenatta. Check out all of our beefy code shares. And if you want to get your team trained up on some of the best Zoho apps in under a week, head over to Zenatta.com/training and get your team up to speed. Also, as always, we'd love to get us. Yes, that's right. And as always, we'd love for you to subscribe to us here on YouTube, as well as follow us on your choice of podcast app.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Somebody get myself some 5% lean beef. The kind of doesn't taste as good as the 25% stuff that when you do a barbecue, but at least the hamburgers don't shrink to 1/3 their normal size. But you get that.
Yeah.
We need beef. Where's the beef?
Need the beef.